Welcome back to our public speaking series. If you've ever felt your palms sweat, your heart race, or your mind go blank before speaking in public, you are not alone. In fact, more people fear public speaking than heights, flying, or even snakes. This episode is for anyone who's ever said, "I'm too nervous to speak in front of people." "What if I forget everything on stage?" "I'm just not confident enough." Today, we're going to break that fear wide open. Because here's the truth, confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build. Whether you're a student preparing for a classroom presentation, a professional leading a team meeting, or someone who just wants to stop shaking when ordering coffee in a crowd, this episode is your blueprint to speaking fearlessly. Let's start by addressing a common myth. Some people are just naturally good at public speaking. Nope. The most confident speakers you admire? They've trained themselves. They've practiced through the same fear, the same anxiety, the same shaky hands. Confidence doesn't come from avoiding fear. It comes from facing fear, learning from it, and moving forward anyway. Think of public speaking like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. The more you avoid it, the weaker your voice becomes. Today, we're going to exercise your voice muscle, mentally, emotionally, and physically. We're going to help you go from fear to fearless using a step-by-step transformation plan. Let's talk about what fear of public speaking actually feels like. It might show up as a pounding heart before your name is called, shaky hands when holding the mic, dry throat mid-sentence, forgetting your next word completely, the urge to run, cancel, or hide. Sounds familiar? This fear isn't just mental, it's physical too. Your body goes into what we call fight, flight, or freeze. What if I mess up? What if they laugh at me? What if I forget everything? These fears are normal, but they are not permanent. You can learn to speak in front of others without shrinking, without shaking, and yes, even without feeling like you'll pass out. You just need the right tools. What if I told you stage fright was not a weakness, but a sign your body is getting ready to do something important? Think about it. Before athletes perform, their heart rate rises. Before performers step on stage, they feel nervous. Before taking a big leap in life, butterflies kick in. What you're feeling before a speech isn't panic. It's adrenaline, focus, energy. Your body is trying to help. The goal is not to eliminate the butterflies. It's to teach them how to fly in formation. We'll learn how to channel that energy into focus, intention, and confidence. Meet Arav, a university student. In his first semester, he had to give a 2-minute introduction in front of a new class. He walked up, forgot his name halfway, and sat down mid-sentence, embarrassed and frustrated. But Arav didn't stop. He joined a speaking group, practiced once a week, studied delivery techniques, faced his fear, even when it was uncomfortable. By the end of the year, Arav gave a 15-minute TED-style talk to a packed auditorium and received a standing ovation. What changed? Not his DNA, not his IQ, just his belief, his practice, and his mindset. And if Arav can do it, so can you. It's time to define confidence, so we're on the same page. Confidence is speaking even if your hands shake, saying, "I don't know," without shame, choosing to try again after a rough speech, trusting your preparation more than your panic, and confidence is not never feeling nervous, being the loudest person in the room, speaking perfectly every time, avoiding fear by staying silent. Confidence is about trusting yourself when it matters most, and trust is built with small wins, not perfection. Challenge for you. Start now. Let's get interactive right away. Your brain triggers a fight, flight, freeze response. Fight, trying to overcompensate by talking too fast, too loud, or aggressively. Flight, wanting to cancel, escape, or avoid the speech altogether. Freeze, Forgetting your lines, locking up, going blank. This is all biologically wired, which means you're not broken. You're just human. Physical triggers of stage fright. Let's look at what happens in your body when stage fright kicks in. Heart races, preparing you to run or fight. Hands get sweaty. Your body is cooling itself under pressure. Breathing shortens. Oxygen rushes to muscles, not brain. Dry mouth. Digestion pauses to conserve energy. Voice shakes. Vocal cords tense up under stress. All of this happens before you even say your first word. Here's the truth. Stage fright doesn't mean you're not ready to speak. It just means your brain and body need a better system to process pressure. You're not weak. You're just working with outdated survival software. And with awareness, practice, and training, you can upgrade that system. Let's reframe and trigger new meaning for the symptoms. Racing heart. I'm getting pumped. Dry mouth. Time to breathe and reset. Forgetting a word. Let me pause and reconnect. Audience silence. They're processing, not judging. Every symptom can become a signal for you to take control. Once you understand these patterns, you can retrain your brain and body to respond with calm, clarity, and control. Try this. The next time you feel nervous, even just a little, pause and narrate it out loud to yourself. I notice my heart's racing. That's energy, not fear. My hands are sweaty, cooling me down. It's okay. I'm not failing. I'm preparing. This reframing exercise begins to rewire your response in real time. You've learned the science behind stage fright. You now know it's not just in your head, but rooted in how your mind and body react to perceived risk. But how do you know when that fear is impacting your actual performance? What are the visible and invisible signs that your confidence has taken a back seat? Let us now identify what we call red flags, the warning signs that stage fright is showing up while you're speaking. These red flags don't always look like full-on panic attacks. They can be subtle habits that dilute your message and undermine your presence. Let's explore key red flags in public speaking and why they matter to transform into green flag. Avoiding eye contact, like staring at the floor or reading off slides, signals discomfort and disconnects you from your audience. For example, Ria's solid presentation fell flat because she never looked up, leaving listeners disengaged. Rushed delivery, such as speaking too fast or skipping points, often reflects anxiety and overwhelms the audience. Sam, a student, missed major points and finished too early because of nerves. Overusing filler words like or like suggests hesitation and weakens your message. Priya's constant use of them in a job interview hurt her credibility despite strong ideas. Closed-off body language, arms crossed, rigid stance, shows emotional retreat. Ankit's pitch failed to inspire because his posture conveyed a lack of belief. Inconsistent voice or volume, like a shaky or low tone, reflects nervousness and undermines authority. Rahul's quiet delivery made his solutions forgettable. Apologizing or downplaying, saying, "I'm not good at this," or "this might be boring," signals insecurity and lowers audience expectations, as Nisha learned when her self-doubt lost the room's attention. Lastly, avoiding pauses, talking nonstop without breaks, can overwhelm listeners. Alex's speech lacked pauses, leaving his audience feeling bombarded rather than inspired. Here are the key takeaways to replace red flags with green flags: avoiding eye contact into eye anchoring, rushed delivery to measured rhythm, filler words to power pauses, closed body language into open posture, shaky voice to controlled breathing, apologizing into confident framing, no pauses to strategic silence. Transformation begins here. Now that we've identified the red flags, those telltale signs of low confidence, it's time to replace them. Let's start the transformation by taking the signs of nervousness and turn them into focus tools. replacing weak delivery habits with confident behaviors, and train your brain and body to respond differently under pressure. Confidence isn't built in one speech. It's built through intentional routines, small wins, and daily habits that condition your body and mind to show up, calm, clear, and courageous. You don't wake up confident. You train it. Let's now try few mind habits to rewire the thought. 1. Affirmations practice. Speak confidence into existence. Use your voice to rewrite your thoughts. 2. Visualization rehearsal. Your brain rehearses fear by default. Reprogram it to rehearse success. 3. Confidence journal. Confidence grows when you track wins, not just big speeches. 4. Power posture drill. How you stand shapes how you feel. The body tells the brain, "We've got this." 5. Gesture rehearsal. Most speakers gesture awkwardly because they don't rehearse it. 6. Mirror talk. Talking to your reflection helps your body and mind get used to being seen. 7. Daily 1-minute talk. The simplest and most powerful confidence tool. Speak daily. 8. Confidence playlist. Music alters your emotional state. Use it before you speak. Why we practice. By now, you've built awareness of your fears, replaced red flags with green flags, and developed daily confidence-building habits. But theory without action is just theory. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your training. Practice is where the magic happens, and it doesn't need to be boring. Let's start with a weekly public speaking practice plan. Start your week with focused 5-day drills to build confidence and clarity. Monday, kick off with openings and pacing. Practice powerful starts and pausing for impact. Tuesday, target filler control. Eliminate with freeze drills and time challenges. Wednesday, build body language. Use gestures and confident movement to boost presence. Thursday, sharpen structure and voice. Craft 3-point messages and play with speech speed. Friday, unlock spontaneity. Engage in improv games and mirror audience responses. After each drill, score yourself from 1, "I hesitated," to 5, "I nailed it." Track your progress weekly. Confidence grows when you practice with purpose. These drills train your brain, body, and voice to speak with control and conviction. 1 week, 5 drills, a stronger, more confident you. You've come a long way if you've made it here. Give yourself a moment. Really? Pause this, breathe in deeply, and say, "I'm proud of how far I've come." In this episode, you didn't just learn how to stand straighter or speak louder. You learned how to face a fear that holds so many back. You didn't run from it. You dissected it, understood it, practiced against it, and started transforming it. Public speaking isn't just for TED Talks and town halls. It's for every meeting, every team update, every classroom, every idea worth sharing. There are people right now who need to hear what you have to say. A team that needs your leadership. A friend who needs your encouragement. A company that needs your pitch. A classroom that needs your insight. A stage that's waiting for your story. Don't let fear decide whether they hear it. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. You've done both in this episode. You listened, and now you're ready to stand and speak. You did it. You didn't just survive episode 5. You conquered it. You now have the tools, rituals, and mindset to face public speaking with less fear and more fire. No matter where you go from here, whether it's your first classroom speech or a global presentation, your voice is ready. Remember, the mic belongs to those who show up for themselves. And you, my friend, just showed up like a star. See you next episode. Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, and never forget, you are enough. Your voice matters, and the stage is yours. If you found value in this episode, share with someone who needs confidence, Subscribe so you never miss a release.